Welcome back to The Next 5 Years, a podcast where we cut through the AI noise and look at what's actually moving the needle for business leaders right now. Today's guest is Steve Rotblatt, founder, CEO, and creative force behind Rubber Chicken Cards, one of the internet's longest running and most unique online greeting card companies. Steve launched Rubber Chicken Cards about 25 years ago, long before digital content, creator economies, and AI generated media became mainstream. He is a former actor, an animator, a Smithsonian illustrator, a UCLA professor, and a fine artist. He has built a business that combines humor, storytelling, animation, voice acting, and technology to help people connect through laughter. Unlike tech founders he's surrounded with, who view everything through lines of code, Steve views business through the lens of a human artistry, voice acting, character development, and comedy. His company has thrived for so many years because he relies on hand drawn animations and professional voice-over actors to create genuine emotional connections, which makes him uniquely qualified to discuss one of the biggest questions facing business leaders today, which is, as AI becomes capable of creating content, artwork, writing, and even humor, what happens to human creativity? Are we facing the crisis of originality? So, in this conversation today, we will explore how small companies can maintain an authentic soul over the next 5 years. Steve, welcome to the show.
Thank you. Thank you.
Steve,
Appreciate
to kick things off, can you tell our listeners a little bit about yourself, about your company, what it does, your role in the business, from a high level, if you can, please?
Yeah, I think you hit all the high points. I was an actor for most of my life. And then at a certain point, I started drawing, just doodling. And for some reason, as we know, life takes funny twists. That was the thing that captured people's attention the most, was my art. And so I developed it, and I got a job with the Smithsonian Museum to do a book for them called Kid's Guide to the Smithsonian. I did 125 illustrations for them, but big pieces. They would send me a diorama and I would collage into them. And then I did a CD-ROM for Stephen Hawking, The Brief History of Time, his famous book. And I did all the illustrations of the history of Stephen Hawking and great scientists in history. And so I started making a living at this, but still love to act, still love to write, still love to direct. I did all those things growing up. So I went to UCLA in their animation graduate department, and I got a degree in animation. And I didn't want to work for a studio. So I took my greeting card stuff, because I worked for a greeting card company for 5 years, designing cards and drawing. And I said, okay, I want to draw, direct, animate, all that stuff, and created Rubber Chicken Cards at the end of 1999, when it was like you got 125K to post up on websites. So that's where it started, and it grew from there. We got involved with Yahoo, which was a big purveyor of online greeting cards at the time. And we got lucky. They posted our stuff. We got thousands of hits. We developed a subscription model, which at the time was rare. Now it's ubiquitous. And we did really well. Thousands of people have bought our cards. Millions of people have seen them. And it's been thrilling. Yeah.
It's a fantastic story, Steve. You've been obviously building digital products since 1999. That's about 26, 27 years as we speak today.
Yes.
And so that's since before most people had broadband internet.
That's right. It was
So,
epic. Yeah.
yeah, so most people actually, many people, I remember actually they had dial-up connections back then.
Yes.
So So the question really is, so what first inspired you to create Rubber Chicken Cards, an online version of that and selling stuff online at the time?
I worked for a company called Recycled Paper, designing greeting cards. My last year with them, they made $1 million. I made 25,000. So I thought on my work. So I thought, oh, this is very stupid. Let's try something else. So I saw the possibilities in the internet, and I don't know how I saw the possibilities, but I did. And so I got together with an actor friend of mine, and we pieced this little business together. We had a grad student do some coding to put the thing online, and we launched in June of 2020. I mean, 2000, not 2020. And we've been going ever since. My original partner died 4 years later, so I was in business by myself for the next 20 years or so. So that's how it all started. And it's really been quite remarkable. I've gotten worked with some of the best voiceover actors in the world, and they're a different species than just general actors. Actors are, you give them a script, they're brilliant, whatever. These people are from another planet. And I forced them to do improv with me. And so we did a lot of improv. I edited it and put it into animation. So we have over 100 characters. Some of these voiceover actors, they voiced like 10 of them, 12 of them. And I voiced like 50% of them because we do duos. So it's really fun, still fun. Yeah.
So you've seen, I mean, so 27, 26 years in the world of technology is a very, very long time,
Yes.
obviously. So you're seeing so many multiple waves of technological change. You've been from the beginning of internet, and then you saw the e-commerce, you saw iPhones and social media and
Yeah.
all those waves. Now we are talking about AI. So my question is, what has kept Rubber Chicken Cards relevant while so many internet businesses have come and gone?
The characters that we've created. This is an emotional connection with the viewer. And when you send, it's unlike sending a text, says happy birthday, a little kitty throws confetti. This is an actual being that we've created talking to you about your birthday. We have a character called God. So when God speaks to you, kind of fun, you know, we have Louise the angel. We have professors that are so stupid, it blows your mind. We have a podcast character called Origins, and he's like kids, and he does the origins of linguistics, and he has the guy who's a linguist, and they talk about like the origin of the Hawaiian language in terms of how to say happy birthday. So we developed this way of talking to people through characters that it's just stayed relevant. I mean, people buy our product every day, which is the goal.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. Right now, as I said, we are in the world of, yeah, we're living in the world of AI,
Yes.
and small businesses are being told that they can use AI to instantly generate all their marketing, art, copy, videos,
Yes.
etc. Although you guys are still doing a hand drawn and voiceovers yourself. Now, as an artist and an illustrator, what happens to a business's brand identity for those people who are using AI for everything when they can outsource their creativity entirely to an algorithm, for example? So, I mean, if
It's
they're
true.
using AI generated stuff, then
Yes.
where's the differentiator there?
Well, this is the great question right now moving forward. I literally have taken back every part of my business in order to learn AI. And for the very reason that you're talking about. One is the marketing, social media. So I'm working with Claude Cowork now, and learning it. And as you know, probably better than anyone, if anybody tells you it's easy to learn, I will slap them because it's not true. It's like everything else. It's a skill to be able to talk to the algorithm, to talk to the language model, to teach it how you think in the way you want to be presented, and to start the process of creating content without human beings. So I played with voices on 11 Labs. I played with images on ChatGPT. I'm playing with stuff now with Cowork for marketing, emails, how to run campaigns, how to create a council of people who are smarter than I am, who give me advice. For example, this podcast, I, I put a little note in Cloud Cowork and I said, okay, I'm doing a podcast. Tell me the point that I might be thinking about hitting and ask my counsel to weigh in. So I have these Alex Hermosi, Tony Robbins, Sabrina Romanoff, all these people I found that I like, that I think are valuable. And they tell me what they think. And then I get to choose what I want to do. And I think it's brilliant and it's creative and its geniuses have created it and it's leveled the platform because let me just give you an example. I've done Google ads forever. They stopped working. So one of my big sources of traffic were Google ads and they stopped working because one, Hallmark, American Greetings, they have all the money in the world and they can undercut me. They can buy ads and they do it. You would think that a smaller company like me wouldn't be a source of munching, but they just co-opt everything and it's brilliant. I get it. I would do it also. It's leveled the playing field again, as it goes. You can post on social media for free. Here's how to do it. Here's a plan. Let's do it this way. Start here, do this. And then, of course, you have to work with it because some of it's stupid. It's just not right. And you have to go, Claude, this isn't right. Doesn't sound right. Oh, yes. I see now what you're talking about. You're absolutely correct. Let's try this. But you're working with a partner that gives you suggestions that are unimaginable, detailed, and exquisite. I mean, I'm absolutely in love with the process of learning this and applying it to what I'm doing. Not successful yet at that part of it, but I'm running campaigns. I'm trying stuff. And it's really, to me, it's fascinating. And I know a lot of people that wouldn't do that. They don't want to do it. No AI going to take over the world. Well, be a part of it, Going to take
So,
over, do it.
yeah, so if most people, given, some time after training, if they can create anything they want using AI, using any LLMs or any models of their choice, like written content or drawings or artwork or videos or audios or illustrations or anything, if anyone can do anything pretty much for very, very small amount of money, then how do you stand out as a business? I mean, where's the moat? How do you create the moat then going forward?
You have to be better. I mean, I've been doing this 26 years. I'm just really good at this. And the people I work with are geniuses. AI is not a genius in voice creation. It's not brilliant yet at creating characters. It creates generic characters because it fishes the web for generic stuff. Now, can I use it to create my style? We'll find out. So far, no, not very good at it. But I can do it in this amount of time, and I like doing it. So I don't need AI to do that. There's something about loving what you do that's different than getting AI to create content. So, answer to your question, that's my thought about it, and we'll find out. It may be that it doesn't stand out, and then I will, if I want to do anything in this business, I will pivot like I
Fair
did
enough.
before.
Yeah. AI has been around in the mainstream for since maybe 22, 21, 22. So it's just about 4, maybe 5 years now. And but when the AI came out for the first time, or when you heard about AI as a professional creative, what was your first reaction when you saw generative AI tools could produce artwork, writing, and animation, etc.?
I thought it was great. I, I don't, I don't harbor any ill will toward advancement. Um, I think anything that levels the platform, for example, take movies. So now there are people making 2-hour movies for $40 million instead of $300 million. So my thing is, why does a studio have to get my respect? So DreamWorks, let's say, or Disney Studios, who run so much of that world, they can spend $300 million to do something. I can't do that, nor do I want to. So what if I can spend 50,000 to create a movie? Takes a lot of time, takes learning the AI, it takes all that stuff. But the platform now is level. I can be creative now in a major space where only a few players could before because of the amount of money and expertise they had and the amount that they cornered the market. So, and distribution, YouTube, um, just an internet website, you need a server for $1,000 a month. But now the playing field is leveled again. It's interesting.
So, if, as you said, a movie that needed 300 million to make, now you can make them for 50 million. That means actually you don't need so many people to do the stuff they needed to do
That's right.
because AI can do that. So
Right.
that means that lots of people are going to be out of work. They probably are already out of work.
That's right.
And more going forward, more people are going to be out of work because of AI. First of all, are you seeing that trend? And then secondly, how do you deal with that?
Um, I don't know. I think it's on the one hand, I know people in that industry. I've been part of it for a long time. Um, and it's at one point heartbreaking. And on another way, they haven't looked into the future and seen what they can do with that information. So we've had YouTube for a long time. People have created series on YouTube, writing, acting, and distributing with millions of views. So if you depend on the old model, God bless you and God help you, because things change and you can't whine about it. I mean, you can, certainly people are, but you can't say, I've made my living doing this. I mean, there's so many instances where you go, there are blacksmiths that lost their job at the turn of the century because of cars. They're no longer shoeing horses and creating, bits for horses. You just, you look into the future, you see what you can do, you learn what you can, and you apply your well-won skills to do something different. And if you don't, bad on you. And you can fight as hard as you want to stop history from moving forward or the future. You're going to lose. So I'm not saying I'll be successful at what I'm trying to do with it, but I'm giving it a try,
Yeah.
my best shot.
Next question is about the creativity that AI can produce. I know AI is very good at certain things. So I'm curious, can AI create genuine humor?
Yes.
Oh,
Yes, you can.
okay.
I have a, I have a character called Studies because I'm always fascinated with studies. I think most of them are just total bullshit. And I wanted to poke some fun at them. So I get a man sitting in front of charts, which were animated in terms of moving them around and throwing them, charts that depict studies of longevity, studies the birthday card. So I said to ChatGPT I was using at the time, and I said, give me 3 false studies on longevity, all humor based, all satiric, for eating oatmeal for longevity. Or I forget what I did. Came out with 3 pretty good ideas. I rewrote some of it. I went to 11 labs to produce the voice because I wanted to play with the AI. Did a great job. What it couldn't do was animate it. It couldn't put the voice into the lip sync. But I have a pathway for that now, which I'll be trying in the next few months. So, they were funny.
So are you saying, Steve, that until the AI came along, you were the creative director, you were the one, you were the moat, but today or going forward, potentially people like you could even be replaced by AI?
Yes, I don't doubt that at all. I don't doubt it at all. So, so my job, I don't know what it's going to be. You know, I'm working now in the fine art part of my life because I can't imagine AI doing what I do in that area. It could get close, but it wouldn't be the same. Because my mind has a twist to it that AI wouldn't be able to emulate.
Okay. Do you believe the audiences can tell the difference between the human created content and AI generated content today?
It won't be able to soon. I don't think it will be able to. There will be experts that pretend to know. Because, you can look at the document and go, oh, it has an M dash in it, which is, one of the telltales for AI writing. So you tell it, don't put any M dashes in your writing. Don't, don't do this, don't do that. I've done some AI art things that were bad. Couldn't get it, but I try. In 3 years, it may get it.
So, are there things, or have you come across things, or what is something that AI still struggles to do that humans can consistently do better today?
Unique artwork. I can't imagine AI coming up with something, you know, like I do. I just
Like, I thought the AI is very good at creativity. So why can't it come up with any unique artwork?
might be able to soon. I mean, I've seen like floral bouquets that are done by prompt that are beautiful. They're just exquisite. Color palettes, fantastic. The forms are beautiful, but it looks otherworldly. And some people paint otherworldly things. So, you know, I'm not convinced that I know the answer to your question. And I don't think anybody does yet. But considering the amount of money pouring into AI for coding, for small businesses, for large businesses, I'm not sure that the money's there yet to work on creativity like that, sort of fringe marketplaces. But I don't know. I don't know.
So what we are saying is, or what I'm hearing is that AI can produce things based on your prompt, based on experience. So the AI can produce the artwork or anything which is going to be too perfect. Although, I think in comedy and in art, as we know, the magic is often in the mistake, like the weird voice crack or the slight
Yes.
imperfection in drawing or the awkward pause, maybe.
Yes.
But AI is kind of built to optimize for perfection, and a kind of, better than average, if you like.
Right.
So taking that to the small businesses, the way they operate, do you think that small businesses are losing their ability to actually connect with their customers or make people laugh because, they're trying to be too good, too polished at the moment?
I don't, I think that the original people, the unique artists, comic, will always have an edge. I think that they're brilliant in a way that can't be assessed and built. So I do believe that and I agree something's in the mistake. How do you what do you tell AI? Make this imperfect. It'll be the perfect version of imperfect. And they're stuck. But if you're unique and if you enjoy doing it, why would you stop? And you're hireable. And, I think average things, normal stuff can be AI generated. I think the stuff that I do is going to be really difficult in the end to do that. But I've gotten some good ideas from AI, which I've had to flesh out. You know, people are writing script with AI because it searches for formulas that work. People are using AI for books because there, a lot of these books, action thrillers, crime novels, drama, romantic, they're all based on formulas and certain kinds of fluid writing, so, all that doable. We'll see where it goes. That's the exciting part, right? We'll see where it goes because there are people who are working on this stuff. They're not lazy. They're trying to do what we're talking about. How do you do something? How do you put together a comedy act without a comic? There are people doing that. So I think it's going to be interesting where it goes.
I mean, lots of people are, people like yourself, they live in the trenches, they are knee deep into AI or experimenting with AI, learning new skills every single day, and then producing your work or assisted by AI. So you can see something that if that has been produced by AI, but do you think your customers or people in general, people on the street, do they really care about whether this was created by AI or is that original?
Don't know the answer to that yet, but we'll find out. I think people do. I mean, if you go, there was recently a musical number done by an AI character that's become very famous. I forget her name. Her name created an AI character, millions of views. I saw it, thought it was great, really fun. And then I read some, Instagram, Reddit comments. Oh, that bullshit. I thought minute one, blah, blah, blah. I didn't. I didn't see admitted one. I was just poking around. I saw something. I enjoyed the music. I enjoyed the look of the woman they created. I'm all in. I thought it was fantastic, you know?
I
So we
think
don't know what.
you're, yeah, I think you're always going to get people who are going to dislike anything and everything. If you can pick any artist, say, for example, Michael Jackson. So there'll be like millions of fans of his work, but then I'm sure there'll be a few who, who are not fans or who are,
That's right.
totally against them. Or you can pick any other artist if you like. So the point really is if AI generated work is there on the, out there, then are majority people going to like it or not ultimately? Or majority of people are gonna care if that was produced by humans or by AI.
I don't think most people would care because they're decorating their houses. They're not looking for original, interesting work. But I lend you this example. There are landscape painters who are formulaic. They do it by hand. They sell a lot of their landscape stuff. And you go, as an artist that tries to do unique things, I could look at that landscape painter and go, that's formulaic and it's shitty because they found a formula. They can do it in their sleep. People love it. They buy it, priced right. It's in the galleries. But God bless them, good on them. They found a way to make a living doing something they enjoy. That doesn't mean it's Picasso, but people don't need a Picasso in their house. And if they do, they can get a print for $50, you know? So I think the field is wide open for all kinds of ideas and thinking and output, and it'll lead somewhere. And then, like, people are making handmade soap now. You don't need handmade soap. Still get the bar of Dove. But people like the idea that it's been created by a human hand with a thought toward how do I match these scents? I'm getting real rosemary. That's interesting to a lot of people. There's a niche there that's fascinating. So I appreciate all of that, you know? And I don't begrudge anybody that makes a living doing any. You have to get good at AI to do the kind of output we're talking about. To create a style of painting, I dare somebody just to sit down and go, click, 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 here's the prompt. Get me something good. It doesn't. I have a friend just trying to decorate her house. So she's using ChatGPT. I want a marble counter and a this and a that. She can't get it right because AI fucks up every time. It
Yeah.
gets the iterations and then it goes, you know?
Yeah, I think knowing what you really need is half the battle. Then, knowing what you really, really need, that also gonna need expertise.
Yes.
And then once you achieve the expertise, only then you go to AI, say, this is what I want. So
Yes.
AI can reduce the time it's going to take you to get there,
Yes.
but then but still need to know what you really want and need.
That's right. And it's a good partner to give you ideas on where to go next, who is doing what you're doing in the way you want to do it. Like I'm starting a fine art social media idea. I haven't done it yet because I'm just starting with what we're talking about. So I said, okay, I want a board of directors. Give me a council. And I want them to be whimsical painters that have achieved $500,000 a year on the internet. At this point in my life, I'm 74. I don't require a lot of money anymore. I can, whatever I make is fine at this point. So I'm looking to make some money And I love that part of marketing. So I got this council now of people who have been successful doing exactly what I want to do in their unique style. And I've got a bunch of ideas now that I can start to work on. Brilliant.
You mentioned earlier that you use AI, obviously, in your creative work to get ideas or to create better product or paintings, etc. Do you use AI in your business in terms of other things like marketing or sales or operations or any other way, or just in creative side of the business?
No, the creative side of the business, the way I use AI is very small. I use it mainly for what you're talking about. For example, I have a win back campaign. A lot of people over 26 years have stopped using rubber chicken cards, but I have their emails. So AI's put together a win back campaign for me. So it just started Monday. Today is the second of 3 emails to win them back, to be subscribers. That's how I'm using it mainly. Write the email, create the campaign, help me create the spreadsheet to load the emails into my email program. Tell me about social media I want, this video, birthday video, cut up into 2 parts with hashtags, with the copy that doesn't sound like AI, posted in these 5 social media places. That's how I use it. Now,
That's
I,
fantastic.
yeah, that's the main thing I'm working on.
That's wonderful. I mean, you probably speak to businesses, elsewhere. I mean, do you have a sense where small businesses are wasting time or money when it comes to using AI? Any ideas?
My thing now is learn enough to know what's real and what's not and what's useful, which is what I'm doing. Probably take me a year to get that done. Then I can get some help with people who know more than I do. For example, your company, you probably know a lot more than I do. Right now, I wouldn't be ready to hire a company because I don't know enough to supervise that effort. That's my thinking about it because I've hired so many people over the years, literally lost hundreds of thousands of dollars hiring people who say they're going to help and really don't. So, good on them. They got me going. But now I'm looking at it differently. And if I can get AI to work for me, I won't need any help. That's the point of AI agents and managers and, co-work, working with skills that I've developed with AI over the next year.
That's interesting. So I was kind of wondering from your experience if the small businesses who haven't even started using AI for productivity, if they haven't started using that, I mean, they've been using AI to do bits and pieces for
Right.
fun, if you like. But from the serious point of view, if they were to start tomorrow, where should they really be investing their time and energy and money?
I would say time is the most important thing, is learn something. Don't just have an idea, learn stuff. There's great educators out there. This Sabrina Romanoff is somebody who I follow, who you probably heard of. She's teaches for free. You know, you can go to YouTube and go, start me off. If I pick one platform, Claude or ChatGPT, and don't stray, learn that, get a, get a, get a subscription so you can create a relationship and put down your bio what you want to do. How do you talk to me? You know, be a skeptical partner, not a yes man, that kind of thing. I would spend a whole bunch of time learning stuff first before you even started. And if you're project oriented, pick a project to work on that you don't need to care about to start and just start playing in the sandbox.
Yeah. What kind of AI tools are you using most at the moment?
I use Claude Cowork, which I started with 2 months ago. I was using just Claude. I used ChatGPT before that. There was some political things, so I sort of bounced off of that and got into Claude, which I really like a lot. I use 11 Labs for sound effects and music, things like that for social media and my cards. Like I have intro music now that I used to have to, I couldn't pay for, so I didn't have it. So now I have it for $20 a month or whatever. I use Blatato, which is a social media posting, and it generates content for the social media post and hashtag. It's very good. Pretty cheap. That's Sabrina Romanoff's thing. What I would do. That's what I use. I don't really use anything else.
That's good. That's good.
Yeah.
Would you say there are yeah, I mean, there is a lot of hype around AI. Some that is genuinely right and some that is just a hype. So what would you say is the most hyped AI use cases that you may have come across?
Oh, side hustle cases, things that seem too easy, and they probably are. And it's easy. AI learning it is easy. I don't find it easy. I find it work. You got to work with it, kind of talk to it, learn about it, and learn from other people. Use cases that are hyped. You don't know the answer to that. I just think the general hype that it can do everything, that it's easy to learn, get into it. And that's sort of where I am at it.
And would you say there is some areas of AI which are underrated that businesses should be aware of or they should be using?
No, I think it's well rated, like helping you with business. I think is brilliant. You have a partner that can come to you and tell you stuff and give you ideas. I think it's genius. You know, I think what is overrated are people's thoughts about AI that don't understand it, that go, I'd never use that. It's, it takes away jobs and it blah, blah, blah. Well, then, good on you. If you have an opinion, great. I have a lot of friends who think that way. And I go, well, what if this pet project that you've been wanting to do your whole life was doable by you? You know, to- could kill, take over the world, kill people. Maybe, you know, but I was fighting under my desk at school when I was growing up against the atom bomb. You know, we thought it was the end of the world. So it's always the end of the world. But the opportunities with this new world of literally some of the great geniuses of today working in this field to develop it for me for $20 a month. I mean, really, really take some time, stop scrolling and learn something and you work with it. Even if it's for your health or, learn to talk to it. That I think that's brilliant.
Love your attitude. I love your positivity. So you probably can sense where the AI is going in the next few years. You probably may not know exactly where it's going, but you probably have a sense of that. So my question is, what one prediction about AI you would make or you think there is that most people will disagree with?
Oh, I think that's a great question. I'm not sure I have one of those because I don't think anybody would disagree that these are really useful tools to the point of genius and also frightening tools where they literally could take over the world, if not control. So if I have a concern that we're not concerned enough to make rules that AI companies stick with, that's really my only fear for this. But I think the potential is vast and enormous and fun. And anybody can get involved. Anybody. It's really pretty awesome.
Small business are those people who are watching you speak today.
Mm.
Many of them are getting inspired from your journey and from your success and your continued enthusiasm. Now, I was wondering, what should those business owners do in the next 90 days to, to prepare for the future?
I'd say find a platform you like, Claude or ChatGPT, start talking to it, go online, learn from people who aren't too in your face, who actually give you good information. I would say my friend Sabrina Romanoff is a good place to start. She's just full of free information. She's not trying to sell stuff. Pick a project that you like in your business and get started. Because that's how you work out details. I mean, at Rubber Chicken Cards, that's how I picked a project, which is social media marketing in this win back. I'm learning vast amounts at this point. And I haven't touched it yet, really.
So, because you're an entrepreneur at heart and you wear many hats, would you, would you, w- I mean, you run your cards company, the chicken cards company. What other things you are doing, you know, they fall under entrepreneurship that people should be aware of?
My fine art business, roteblattart.com, if I might plug it. And so I'm using all these things we're talking about to begin to market my own work, which I think is really fun for me to do. Because it's a marketplace I don't know. I've been in galleries. I've sold things online, but not to the extent I want to. So it's fun to learn now from scratch how to do that.
Yeah, I know. I mean, the your rubber chicken cards actually is a fantastic concept. I've been there and our people are listening. I would encourage them to at least check it out. It's very funny and very novel cards you can share with other people. And but then your Rotblatt art business, tell us a little bit briefly, what is this all about and what you do in their business, what you offer, what's the product?
I do large canvases, 24 by 36 canvases. They're all digital. They're created in Procreate for the iPad. And then I put them into Photoshop, finish them. I send them to a company that prints them and frames them. And then I sell them. And I'm just started doing that.
So those photographs are like personal photographs of people, they have taken the photograph themselves, potentially they may, and then send them over to you and you'll put your artistic stamp on it.
Different. What I do is I do whimsical scenes. For example, I just finished something called The Dog Park, which is a very funny thing about people sitting at a dog park and the dogs running around. And it's very unique to me. It's my style of drawing. And you'd have to see it to understand what the offering is. So if you go to robertplattart.com, you'll see a gallery of my paintings. There's like 30 there. So I'm selling those individual unique pieces.
Yeah, it's a this has been a very insightful conversation. Say before we wrap up, what's one key piece of advice you would give to people listening, the other CEOs or business leaders, for example, who are trying to manage the gap between where they are right now to the bright future they want to get to?
Learn. If you're not self-motivated, hire somebody to teach you. That's what I would say. First thing, there are lots of people out there that would be happy for a couple $1,000 to get you started. I would do it. I like to learn, so that's not my path. And if you like to learn, start learning stuff and don't worry about the outcome yet. You'll figure it out. So brilliant. Every door you open is another wonder, truly. So that's what I would say to people. But get started. There's a lot to learn. You'll fall behind. You really will. It's going fast.
That is a very, very powerful takeaway, Steve, and a fantastic way of putting it. So it perfectly summarizes actually the challenges many business leaders are facing today. And in fact, I'll say something, the challenges we hear all the time. And well, listen, well, thank you very much indeed. I really enjoyed the conversation today.
Yeah.
I really, really appreciate it. And I want to be respectful of your time. And so I wish you the best of luck in your both the businesses going forward.
Thank you.
And I would say keep inspiring people and keep winning, keep going.
Thank you. And if anybody wants to get in touch with me, I'm not selling anything. I'm happy to talk to you about where to start learning, but get started.
How do they find out more about your companies? Or if someone wants to say hi to you, what's the best way of doing it?
Steve at rotblattart.com. That's where you can find me.
And the website is?
rotblattart.com.
And the rubber card company?
chickencards.com.
Brilliant. Okay, that's great. Thank you. I'm sure people who are interested, they will get in touch. But for today, thank you for your time.
Thank you.
And
I really enjoyed it.
Yeah, it's been great. Thank you.
Yeah. Hope to keep in touch with you. Thank you.
Of course.
Okay. All right, my friend. Take care.